Alright, here we go. Let's take a little walk. And it's just a few hours before the sun will set on the last day of 2010. And I have a New Year's resolution to share with you. Although, truly it won't be much of a resolution. It's something that just I've been doing for a long time. Just have to get back to doing it. And let me begin, first of all, by telling you I've deliberately come out to the woods to shoot this because this is where I'm most at home, and for various reasons. But let me begin. Okay. First of all, sometimes we let ourselves go. If you look at my figure right now, you can see I've kind of let myself go. Eaten a little bit too much of the Big Mac. Haven't allowed myself to shave, and I've allowed myself to go in other ways as well in the last couple of weeks. This YouTube bullet train is probably about just a little over a month old now, and in a way, this experience, this channel, has been similar to a vacation from the lifestyle that I created and represented on the Softy Papa channel. And in a way, it was we go on a vacation, we kind of let ourselves go a little bit, and I did the same thing. I grew up in a household where there were very few rules. Anything went in terms of just about anything, ideas, language, just about anything. It was then left up to my brother and I to create the rules for ourselves as adults, and that was an extreme effort of trial and effort on both of our parts. I'm honored to say that Lyle is one of the best human beings I've ever known, and although he got to that point through a lot of trial and error, and he's a good man, and I've learned a lot from him through his example. Now, what I've tried to do in the last 4 or 5 years on the Softy Papa channel is to create and portray what I thought was the best case scenario for the way that I would want to live my life. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly how I am all the time. As you can see on this channel, sometimes I drink a little too much, sometimes I swear, sometimes I speak out of turn, sometimes I get mad at drivers who are inconsiderate and the like, and sometimes I'm just me. Now, that's okay, to let yourself be you sometimes, but in other cases, I think life is a lot of what it is here for is striving towards something better than what we are naturally. And I grew up in the hippie generation where we were taught, part of the reason we had no rules in my household was that our parents simply believed that you are what you are, and that's okay, whatever you are. And I don't think that that's always the case. I think there's sometimes that there are things about ourselves that aren't okay. And it's good to try and make a change. I'm going to sit here on this wall for just a moment, in this old abandoned garden in the mountains. Sometimes there's things about us that are ourselves that are not okay. And it's good to strive towards change. And I've spent 46 years, or the adult part of that period, striving towards trying to be something better. And now, since I've become a parent, that's even more more important to me than ever before. In a way, this channel has been a release for a little bit, a chance to just kind of play around and have fun for a little bit. But in fact, it's time to get back to being serious about things, and it's time to get back to walking. There's a bamboo forest back here. Let's go back there. Sometimes I think better when I'm walking and pushing through things. Let's go up here. No big spiders anymore. Well, there are some, so I'd have to watch out a little bit, and they're hungry. Okay. Also, this is the lair of the giant centipede, although most of them are hiding now. So what does all this mean? Well, I've had enough. I've had enough of this vacation from trying to be a better person, and I've had enough of swearing. I've had enough of drinking on camera. I've had enough of showing you my my underwear, so to speak. It's time to get serious again, and that's a good thing. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean I won't take on issues that I was taking on in talking about here, or showing you darker sides of Japan, or yeah, they never really talked about that kind of stuff on the Softy Papa channel, but there are things here that are difficult and challenging. Ooh, isn't the light in here pretty? And you know, that's what it's all about. It's like moving from place to place, you know. The area that I was just in was a beautiful garden, but it was too bright and caustic there, in a way, in a kind of a sensory type of way. So I move into this area and get to experience something completely different. And so must I do with this channel. It's time for me to move from that bright, glaring, caustic environment onto something else. And although it may not do well for ratings, you know, I've always known that sex, violence, and profanity sell, but it's a lot that kind of stuff. Well, it can get you ratings and it can get you interest, just like the sound of this motorcycle. Hear that? Hear that? The sound of a motorcycle in the forest there, like that. It's all heat and no light. It's all brightness. I mean, it's all glare is what it is. It's glare without any warmth. And hey, isn't that interesting? Two contrasting elements that basically say the same thing. And it doesn't offer a lot. It doesn't do much. It just brings noise and attention. Oh, that's a great way to describe it. That loud bike in the background is probably being driven by a young man with who's looking for some, or maybe even an older man. Although as we get older, we tend to get over that. And who's looking for attention, who's looking for someone to look at me, basically saying, "Here I am." And that's kind of what happens sometimes when you get in front of the camera on YouTube and you say blah 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 blah, f this, s that, whatever the heck. You know, these guys, you see these inflammatory comments that really don't bring much to the table other than shock value. You become a shock jock, a YouTube shock jock. And YouTube shock jocks do well. They do very well on the internet. They do well on radio. They do well on TV. They do well in general because people like to be shocked. They like a little bit of to be startled in this life and to be amazed and even annoyed. It's a good thing. But it's not the game I play. And I've had a little fun with it, but I'm done with that. So I think I've restated at least two times what I plan to do here. Now it's just time for me to get on to do it. Tomorrow's the new year. This mat's going to get shaven off, and with this is going to come back the person that I know that I can be in terms of bringing higher quality videos, sharing ideas, images, thoughts, and experiences from Japan. The bullet train will basically go on as it has all the while. Last month or so, showing you fast snapshot views of life in Japan, but without any of the dark, unwholesome, unnecessary stuff that is really reserved for izakaya in Japan. That's a great example of it. The Japanese know so well how to compartmentalize so many elements of life in such a way as to allow them to exist in their own way. For example, Japanese tend to restrict their drunken, lewd, and crude behavior to specific places and times in order to that it will not provide offense to the general public. And that's basically what I'm going to try to do. So if you want to see that side of me, you want to come share a little bit of that with me, come to Japan and come have a drink with me. And I open that invitation to anybody who cares to do it. Mick and Fumiya will be here in a couple of days, and we're going to go out and have some drinks with Warmoth Strat and have a good old time. And if you want to join us sometime, all of you are welcome. I'd love to meet all of you, any of you who choose to come. Well, I think I've said my piece. It's time for me to hit the stop button, start the upload. I can't believe on this force I've got great 3G network. I'll upload this and continue my walk. I'm going to walk up there and see what's up there. And next videos that will be coming out from now on, starting now, will be the new style. Although I won't shave the beard till tomorrow. Okay, see you everybody. Bye-bye.